I was once in this deep conversation with someone, and we were talking about this whole idea of African couples doing 50-50 in the UK, like financially splitting everything down the middle, rent, bills, groceries, all of it. And I said to him, that's one of the quickest ways to lose your marriage, and I don't even mean that in the slightest way. So let's be honest. If you look closely, and I mean really closely, at most African marriages that have crashed here in the UK, finance was a silent killer. Whether anyone admits it or not, money was sitting at the core of that breakup. Because here's the truth. Once respect begins to fade in a marriage, it's downhill from there. And one of the snakiest ways respect begins to slip is the 50-50 finance culture. Now, hold on. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't contribute, but what I'm saying is this. If you as a man are doing 50-50 on bills, but not 50-50 on everything else, like raising the kids, cooking, emotional labor, you're not doing 50-50 in the real sense of it. You are just outsourcing the parts you don't want and calling that equality. So let's say the running cost of your home is 3,000. A straight 50-50 means you both pay 1,500, right? Well, let me ask you, when last did you do 50-50 in the kitchen? Did you wake up at night with the crying baby? Do you even remember when the school uniform needs ironing or the kids' lunch needs to be packed? Because here's the reality. In most African households, that labor still falls on the woman, and it's unpaid, it's unnoticed, and definitely not split 50-50. And let's not pretend like African women are coming from a system where this was normal. Back home, growing up, how many dads were doing half the chores or splitting date night bills, even as boyfriend, girlfriend? So now suddenly, because we're in the UK, you want her to adjust to a new system overnight. No, it doesn't work that way. So look, even if your wife earns the same as you, even if she earns more, it doesn't cancel your role as a provider. I'm not saying go broke to prove a point, but be strategic. If the bills are 3,000 and she offers to pay 1,500, you as a man should say, no babe, let me do 1,600, you do 1,400. That little difference, it matters. Because respect is not about being macho, It's about being sacrificial in the little ways that count. And let me say this as someone who's felt it firsthand. Cooking is hard. Kids are hard. Life in the UK is hard enough. So when a woman feels like she's carrying the weight of the home and also matching you pound for pound on bills, that builds quiet resentment. White women might have grown up with that structure, and that's fine, but most African women didn't. They weren't socialized to see partnership like that. They saw the man lead in sacrifice. And though times have changed, biology and psychology haven't. So bros, I'm not saying become a money machine. I'm saying if you really want peace in your home, just try to contribute more than your wife financially, even if it's an extra £50. Because once respect goes, bros, you go hard to bring her back. Trust me.